Liverpool expect Mohammed Salah to stay with the club for the final year at the very least of his current deal with the club. Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to another video. Yesterday's video going to center around this man right here, Mohammed Salah, Liverpool's talismanic winger, who is entering the final year of his current deal when the season ends at the end of the campaign. And there's been a lot of speculation surrounding where his future may lie. This could be Liverpool's last opportunity to cash in on him. Will he leave like his manager Jurgen Klopp is going to leave the club at the end of the season? Or will he be one of the starting guys of a new era at Liverpool for when the new manager does arrive in the summer? There's been a lot of questions and a lot of speculation surrounding the Egyptian winger's future hanging in the balance. But today from David Ornstein, it seems to suggest that Liverpool are expecting him to stay. They're including him in their plans for next season. And that he's even hinted that maybe there could be another contract offering in the wings, or later on down the line, should we say, for the 31-year-old when it comes to pass. We're going to be talking about whether or not this is the right move for Liverpool, whether or not this is a good thing for Mohammed Salah, all the ins and outs in regards to Liverpool and Mohammed Salah in this particular scenario. But before we go any further, I would like to remind you all, please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things are always and very greatly appreciated. Also, get involved in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it in regards to this story down below in the comment section. I'm sure it'll make for great and interesting reading. But for now, let's get on with the video. Let's talk Liverpool, Mohammed Salah, and this scenario that we find ourselves in. Look, over the past year to 18 months or so, we've heard a lot of speculation and rumours surrounding Mohammed Salah. He originally signed a new contract, of course, keeping him on at the club for the next few years, making him one of, well, the top earner at the club, making him break Liverpool's seemingly financial structure just to keep hold of him. But we also heard that Saudi Arabia, with the kind of moves that they're making in regards to building up their league's reputation and building up their league's power, were obviously looking at Mohammed Salah as a top priority to sign, obviously following in the footsteps of the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, who of course made the leap to Saudi Arabia early on and have become one of the more pioneers, shall we say, of that league, to have a high-profile name within the world of football go over to that particular brand and that particular league. Obviously, a lot of footballers of a certain standing, a certain quality, a certain notoriety, shall we say, have since followed suit. And Mohammed Salah, it hasn't yet, but of course has been one of the names touted to make that jump at some point. Obviously, a lot of speculation in the past year and a half has seemingly suggested that Saudi could make a move for him at various transfer windows. And again, this summer is going to be another big one, I would imagine. Obviously, this year represents an interesting crossroads that Liverpool are in. Do they cash in on him now whilst they have the opportunity to do so? Or do they keep him with the possibility of losing him on a free transfer for the following year? Or do they try and tie him down to a new deal beyond the age of what would be 32 by the time his contract does come to an end? David Ornstein has tweeted out, or X'd out, whichever way you want to call it. I'm not really sure anymore because it's still Twitter to me, goddammit. Exclusive, Liverpool expect Mo Salah to stay and are planning with him for at least another campaign. 31-year-old has given no indication of wanting out and contract to be addressed in due course. Saudi view is Salah intends to remain at Liverpool for next season. So we know that obviously the crossroads here is basically keep, sell, lose on a free, or tie down to a new deal. That seems to be the kind of crossroads Liverpool are at right now in terms of this player. What we have seen from Salah these past several weeks is a player who is seemingly short of confidence, a player who is seemingly not firing on all cylinders, of course, someone who looks a bit of a shadow of himself. And that normally happens, particularly when the African Cup of Nations does kind of halt and sort of stagnate a player's season. We have seen that before with Salah. We have also seen sometimes the end of season Mo Salah is nothing like the early season Mo Salah. The early season Mo Salah is firing all cylinders, scoring goals, getting plenty of goal contributions. And the end of season Salah, he's here, he goes missing for a bit, and then he's there again, and he goes missing for a bit. He's very inconsistent. I also think that maybe, with obviously the African Cup of Nations happening this year, and of course with him receiving an injury in that time, maybe he hasn't fully recovered from his injury. Maybe it's just all of that football that he's played these past several years catching up with him finally, because he very rarely misses a game for Liverpool. We know that. He very rarely misses a game. He's very punctual in that aspect. So maybe it could be that. There could be a whole host of things. And then this past weekend, of course, there was that altercation between him and Jurgen Klopp on the touchline. And obviously a lot of people made a lot about it. There was the whole interview afterwards about Salah saying that if he spoke, there would be fire. Klopp seemed to say it's all brushed under the carpet, it's all done and dealt with, it's all done and dealt with behind the scenes. They did it in the dressing room, whatever the case may be. It does open the door to interpretation, and I'm very interested to know what Liverpool fans think in terms of this crossroads that Liverpool are coming to right now. Is this the smart move from Liverpool to keep him for at least one more year, potentially tie him down to a new deal, as David Ornstein alluded to there? He said obviously a contract may be seen in due course. Maybe for Salah, maybe he sees the end of his time at Liverpool coming to an end. Maybe he sees Saudi as one last payday that he can set himself up for retirement with. Not that obviously he's probably not already on that money trail, but at the same time, you know, a bit more money. Who would say no to that? Maybe it would just set himself up for life. Maybe it would set himself up for charities and his family up for life. You know, stuff like that. Maybe that's what Mohammed Salah's goal is for the next couple of years or so. I don't know. And I don't know for Liverpool whether it's the right move or not. Because obviously Liverpool are entering into a new era themselves. Jurgen Klopp's leaving at the end of the season. We're bringing in a new manager. That new manager seems to be Arne Slot, until obviously told otherwise. That seems to be where we're heading. All seemingly going to be done and dusted and confirmed very soon, by all accounts. So he's going to be one of the... He's obviously a big name player, and he's obviously one of the leaders of the dressing room already, but he's obviously going to be even more needed to be that guy when a new manager comes in and a new coaching staff comes in and everything. So that's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. And also, does the Liverpool board... Obviously, there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. Does the Liverpool board want to keep him as well? I imagine, with Michael Edwards now being in charge, and obviously Richard Hughes being the sporting director and everything, they're not maybe looking for a guy of his age to be really draining up a lot of the club's financial welfare. So I don't necessarily think he would become a priority in terms of keeping him. I think Liverpool are probably already looking at options to replace him, and so they should be, by the way. So they should be looking at options to replace him, by the way, but maybe a lot more quicker than a lot of us might anticipate or imagine. I love Mohammed Salah. I've loved him ever since he stepped foot onto a Liverpool in a Liverpool shirt onto a pitch since signing him back in 2017. He has been one of the best performers consistently wise that we've seen in a long time play for Liverpool or play for the Premier League. The fact that he's put into such conversations as, would you take Salah or would you take Hazard, is completely disrespect to Mohammed Salah. Obviously, Salah is the only choice, the better choice, the best choice in that scenario. But the fact of the matter is like, for a guy who's been so consistent, I cannot thank enough for the memories, the goals, the accolades and the achievements and the trophies that he has won, both individually or with Liverpool, or obviously as a team collective. It's been incredible to see. Obviously, everyone has their time. Everyone has their day, so to speak. And obviously, Salah's, we know he's coming to the end of it more than what he is at the beginning. So we know for a fact that obviously Salah can't go on forever. But the question does remain: do we cash in on him and send him to Saudi whilst his stock is still high, whilst the quality is still there, the notoriety of a player of his caliber that Saudi will obviously enjoy and love and can obviously help grow their league? Do we cash on him now whilst we have the opportunity to do so? in my personal opinion, with how he's been playing these past several weeks, I wouldn't completely be against it. I think that it'll be interesting to see who do we get in those positions. We don't really have anyone right now in the current Liverpool squad to replace him. No one that's a real natural right winger. But then again, we don't really know what kind of idea that this new manager is going to be coming in with. Does the new manager come in and go, maybe Salah's not part of my plans, I've got some other guy who I know will be a perfect fit? Does he look at the youth system and go, you know what, this guy's ready to step up this season? I don't know the full ins and outs of it. But it's going to be interesting to find out. It's certainly going to be interesting to find out what the future holds for Liverpool and Mohammed Salah. It's a difficult one given his age. It's a difficult one given, obviously, the reliability factor of this guy. We know that he is going to score bags of goals. We know that he's going to contribute and create. We know that as a playmaker and as a goal scorer, this guy is lethal on both parts of that spectrum. So it is a very difficult one. It is a very difficult one, especially when you consider he is 31. He's not getting any younger. We know he's more towards the end of his Liverpool career than at the beginning. I'm very much interested to find out what we are going to do with this. But like I say, with his recent performances, and again, there may be underlying issues that we're not fully aware of. Maybe he is still carrying a bit of an injury. Maybe he hasn't quite recovered from the African Cup of Nations. Maybe it's all that football that he's played for the past several years catching up, or any of the other things that I've said may possibly contribute towards his lack of form recently. I would strongly at least consider it. I'm not saying do it. I would strongly consider it, and if the right money came in, I'd possibly consider it to maybe use it wisely in other areas. It may not be a popular choice. It may not be the most popular choice, but I think sometimes you have to be ruthless. And I think one thing that I think we can now, in hindsight, all agree on is that maybe this Liverpool team relied on a bit of nostalgia, shall we say, a bit of favoritism, a bit of reliability in certain players. A bit of all of that kind of stuff with Jurgen Klopp, and maybe if he'd have been a bit more ruthless, maybe we could have got a little bit more. That's not a dig at Jurgen Klopp per se, it's just maybe in hindsight, maybe certain decisions that maybe he made may not have been the best for Liverpool Football Club in the long run. Again, it's up for debate, it's up for interpretation, and it will be very interesting to know all of your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it. In the comment section down below. In regards to Mohammed Salah, should we keep him? Shall we keep him and then maybe offer him a new deal later on down the line? Shall we keep him and release him on a free transfer next season? Or shall we sell him whilst we can and get money for him whilst we have the opportunity to do so? Not that that would obviously put us in the best negotiation position when it comes to obviously getting the kind of money that we would want. Maybe it would be a bit less than the so-called like 100 and whatever million it was that we were offered last year, but who knows? Maybe Saudi are just that desperate. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm interested to know what you guys think. These are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of Mohammed Salah and this situation that Liverpool find themselves in? Should we keep him? Should we tie him down to a new deal? Should we release him on a free next season? Or shall we sell him whilst we have the opportunity to do so? Let me know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it in regards to this story down below in the comment section. I'm sure it'll make it interesting and great reading. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new. Want to see more content like this, both things always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I will see you speak to you all again soon in another video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your night. Speak to you again very, very soon.